Hi, Cynthia.
Hey, Jen, how's it going?
It's going. I'm very excited to talk today. Every month or so, we are doing a fun marketing news to keep you guys updated on different marketing news going on in the world. So today, I'm going to be talking all about Pinterest's record breaking Q4 2024 performance.
Wow.
How does that sound?
Yes. Love it. I can't wait. Welcome to Marketing Duo Podcast, the podcast where marketing experts Cynthia of Digital Bloom IQ and Jen of Jen Vasquez Media come together to share their wealth of knowledge and insights on scaling your business.
Each episode, we are diving into the latest marketing strategies, mindset shifts, and growth tactics specifically designed for ambitious female founders who are tech savvy and eager to enhance their marketing game.
Whether you're looking to fine-tune your approach or discover innovative ways to accelerate your business, the Digital Marketing Duo provides actionable tips and inspiring conversations to help you reach your goals.
Tune in for a blend of practical advice and empowering discussions tailored to help you thrive in an ever-evolving digital landscape. Yeah, so it's crazy because we saw records breaking in 2020 when people were at home, stuck at home, online all the time. We saw records then. And now we're finally getting back to records again. So I'm very excited to talk about this. So I'm just going to talk about the highlights. This came out February 8th. This will probably be published in March, so just as a heads up for time. They broke records for Q4 and for 2024 for both areas. So the revenue milestones is that Pinterest hit $1.15 billion in Q4 of 2024, making an 18% increase from the previous year. User growth. So global monthly active users reached 553 million, which is a record. And it's also an 11% rise year over year. And then in terms of net income boost, GAAP, generally accepted accounting practices, or GAAP net income soared to 1.85 billion for Q4, thanks in part to the 1.6 billion tax benefit. So a lot of times I'll go over these stats and people are like, so who cares, right? What does that mean for me that they made money, right? Like, I totally get it. But what it means is that more and more companies are investing in ads on the platform because they know and they've seen that Pinterest is driving traffic that they want and they need for their business, getting new eyeballs on all of their content. And when that happens, as you can see with the growth in terms of users, and when it talks about users, that 553 million, it's not how many people are registered to the site. We hear that a lot with Instagram. We hear that a lot with other social media platforms. This is 553 million people who are on Pinterest every month. On the platform every month. These are active, monthly active users, or MAU. Huge number. Very exciting. Still lower than other platforms out there, which sometimes people would feel is like, well, then I don't want to be on that platform. But what I have to say about that is there's less competition. You're getting more eyeballs on all of your content because more and more people are on there. And other companies are investing heavily, big companies are investing heavily into Pinterest, knowing how much traffic they drive. So knowing all that data means that you can feel really comfortable and secure in knowing that the time that you're going to spend on there, which is less than any other platform, is going to actually make sense for you. Let me give you some more insights. So these are CEO insights. So Bill Ruddy, who is the CEO. He came from Google, so he knows ads, as you can imagine. He's Pinterest's CEO, and he highlighted that more people are using Pinterest, that the platform is more engaging, and their focus on actionable content is really benefiting both the users but also the businesses on the platform. And so, what was the stock market reaction? Because, of course, that's important. Not all the stocks are high these days, right? They're fluctuating quite a bit right now. But following the announcement, Pinterest stock jumped over 18%, reflecting strong investor confidence. And again, strong investor confidence means that people are investing in it because they see that it's going to do great things down the line, right? When you invest
Right.
in a company, it's for the future, right? It's not for exactly what's going on right now. So for Q1 2025, just so we can look ahead a little bit, Pinterest projects revenue between 837 million and 852 million, indicating continued growth momentum. So it's not just 2024 or Q4 2024. They're also projecting that 2025 is going to be even better. So I'm really thrilled to be able to bring you that information.
I love that. And I'm curious, Jen, I mean, have you noticed any of these trends? I mean, it might be too soon to tell, but in your own clients, have you noticed any shifts, that are reflected from this growth or anything that is kind of like, okay, like across the board, or has it been like pretty stable?
It's been pretty stable, but what I will say is after results like this, we tend, and I did, get an influx of people watching the videos that for educating
Yeah.
purposes,
Yeah.
or asking questions in the DM, or scheduling
Yeah.
consultation calls. Like, people hear this on the investor side and go, oh, this is something that I should invest my time in terms
Right.
of Pinterest. So it does sort of spark new people. But what I would say more than that is people that have used Pinterest in the past and kind of got off that and really focused
Yeah.
on Instagram. I'm having a really
Mhm.
big influx of businesses going, okay, now I get it. Like, I see the investment people are making. I see that it's growing. I see
Yeah.
you, Jen, having pins that are still resonating and still driving traffic 6 and 7 years after I pinned them. It's really the
Right.
only platform besides YouTube, which is a search marketing platform, right? That is amazing to get new eyeballs on your content, and the content is evergreen. It's just it's on there forever. Where Instagram, you have a post and it's 24 to 48 hours and then it falls off. Right? Or unless you happen to get something that's semi-viral for whatever reason.
Mhm.
But that
Yeah.
brings a lot of followers and then a lot of people who unfollow. So that's not always great
Right.
either, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
That's
good.
cool.
And I always try to tie together the fact that the platform's growing and it's making more money. Most people cannot connect that to them in their business. Like, how's that going to help me? I'm not
Right.
paying for ads. But when people
Right.
pay for ads on there, it means more people come on there and more people are looking for your business, right? They're looking for
Yeah.
someone who's helping them in whatever area. So I'm
Exactly.
very excited about it.
Yeah, and even also if the platform is making more money, they can reinvest in their own platform and grow. Like all these platforms are businesses that need to be making money so that they can pay their employees to make the platform better, to make it more efficient and effective for small and medium-sized businesses. So like more money just means more, it can mean more money for
Yeah.
everybody, right?
Yeah.
And it just means the platform is growing,
And I will also
right?
note too, because Tailwind is a platform, a third party platform. It's the first and the best in terms of pinning to Pinterest, in my opinion. And they are doubling down on all of their resources and making their platform 10 times better for pinners. So a lot of
Right.
platforms try to do a lot of different channels and a lot of different things, right? they're actually investing and they have a new pin scheduler. They're looking for ways. I just had a call right before I hopped onto this call with Tailwind, looking at some new tools within the platform that they're working on
Yeah.
that I cannot talk about, but they're really spending time and money on making that platform better. And so seeing that investor news for Pinterest gives them the inclination that it's a really good investment to really make their platform even better. Before I used that platform, I used to spend about 2 to 3 hours a week on for each client on their Pinterest management. Now,
Right.
I only need to spend an hour, but then of course I spend extra time so that they have even more content out on their platform. So this news is really good for that, Tailwind as a platform as well, because their investments in all of that is great. I will also tell you too that Tailwind did a study. I will link it down below. It's I think a 4-part study now that they're going on with, but they studied over 1 million Pinterest pins to see all of the information on all of their pinning. And what they
Right.
found was that a pin that's put on there tends to rise to the height of the number of follows and engagement and all that kind of stuff at a year. So that whole first year is all growth, 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 growth in that pin. And then it may rise to be one of those pins from 6 years ago, right? That's still producing. Not all pins do that. But the fact that it used to be like 3 months that they would talk about, and now it's a year. So all of this traffic and all of this stuff is at the height at a year. So the time that you put in 10 minutes to put a pin on Pinterest today could actually really pay off for you in the future down the line.
This reminds me so much of SEO.
Because it's search marketing, right? Like that's the game. I know. That's why we do this podcast, because search marketing is the best.
It's like those conversations I have with my clients over and over, and I think we're just it also reminds me of my daughter, because she's almost 3. She's turning 3 next week. Can you believe it, Jen? And
Where does the time go? It's insane.
and I'm always catching myself, because I need to slow down to be able to appreciate her perspective, her way of doing things. Like I always find I'm kind of rushing her, right, to do the next thing or
Yes, to
whatever.
get out the
And I
door.
feel like
Yes, I get it.
and I feel like in business we're also in a rush, and I get it. Like I totally understand that we have these goals. I can reflect back to the first years of business where I just wanted my business to be making money, or I wanted my business to have a certain amount of clients. Even now, there's moments where I'm in a rush to get to certain goals. And I also understand that there's just things that can't be rushed, that have their own timing, and they shouldn't be rushed. And so it's important to be mindful of, like, what are we investing in today to get clients in today? What are we investing in to get clients in a year, right?
Yes.
And it be that reality as well.
And Pinterest and SEO and blogging, right? All three of those are the way to lay down a foundation that's constantly getting people to come to your business, right?
Yeah.
Instagram and TikTok, which a lot of people tend to focus on, are not forever.
Yeah.
Like they just aren't. I mean, TikTok, it's their lifespan of a post on TikTok is minutes. Like once 5 minutes goes by, it's done, right? Unless it happens to go viral. So yeah, I agree. It's all within that search marketing platform. Whatever tiny amount you invest today will keep giving back to you for years. And that there's nothing that can replace that, really, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. And the last thing I just want to add is with the news is that I feel like we are going through right now a trend of a lot of people looking to diversify from Instagram and just from Meta, because I think a lot of, I mean, there's just been certain things, maybe we need to talk about it in our next news, but like certain things that have been announced. And I think people are realizing, okay, like maybe I'm not really aligned. Like I've seen a few influencers actually say, I'm not going to be on Instagram at all. And I don't know if I agree with that, but I've seen a lot, there's just a lot of diversification right now. And yeah, Pinterest is a great way to go. And I don't think it's that hard to get started, Like I feel like it's a platform that's so easy. Like if we think about the amount of time that you might be spending creating a reel, right?
Oh,
Like we can all have that. It's like, okay, maybe just a little. I always tell people like take a little bit of the time that you're using for stories or whatever and start doing some Pinterest pins or SEO, some blog posts, some keyword research.
yes.
Oh yeah.
And the basis for doing the best you can possibly do on Pinterest is keywords. Keywords and consistency. Sorry, it's the two C's.
Yeah.
The same for blogs and the same for YouTube. Like it is, and for your website for SEO, right? Like it is the way it is. It is just
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah. I
Awesome.
love it.
Well, thank you guys for joining us. And we will be back again with another episode about all kinds of fun marketing stuff. We'll see you next time.
See you soon.